We talk channel deletion, guru, trolls, and everything in between. Asking the questions you want the answers for, talking to the people you want to hear from. I sit down with Dude Grows right after a message from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. Huge shout out to the channel sponsors. AC Infinity. If you go to acinfinity.com, use promo code PIGEONS420, you can land yourself some of the best equipment in the game. Whether it's the inline fans, the controller 69, the humidifier, the fan, you name it. They've got the best equipment in the game. Use promo code PIGEONS420 at acinfinity.com to save a few dollars off at checkout. And thank them for being a sponsor of today's interview. Also, a huge shout out to Spider Farmer. Spider Farmer's got some of the most economical, budget-friendly lights in the game. If you want to check them out, mimic the results that I'm getting in my garden, if you go to spiderfarmer.ca, use promo code PIGEONS5, save a few dollars off and checkout, and thank them for being a sponsor of today's video. Let's get a formal introduction, guys. I want to thank Dude Grows, Scotty, Brett. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys meeting with me today. This is actually the first interview that I've ever done on my channel. So this is...
You actually are a huge supporter of what we do. I've seen you at our events. We shake hands. We smoke joints together, man. And I appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Man, that's very kind. Thank you, man. I've been watching you guys for a very long time. I look up to you guys, as a cannabis content creator. You guys are doing it, The level of production in your shows is second to none. The topics, the quality of conversation, it's second to none, And so you guys are a direct source of inspiration for, I know, not just myself, for a number of people in this community. So a huge thank you to you guys. And I really want to get into a few topics of conversation today that are going to be outside the realm of growing, I guess we could say, because we all have a big repertoire of gardening content on our channels. I think it's fair to say that I can't say we've covered it all, but we've covered it all. And, our lives at some point get intertwined in this whole debacle. And watching you guys go through the deletion and the changes and the progress and such, I really just... I want to dive into it today. So just to give you the opportunity, you guys got deleted late September on YouTube, the Dude Grows channel. It's in its entirety. Tell us about that. Did you get any strikes, any warning, any heads up? What happened?
Yeah, it starts with strikes. It can start. We had strikes. We had 1 strike, 2 strikes. We've had this happen before. You've usually always gone away and enabled us to continue to have our channel. Eventually, I think we even got a 3rd strike, but the channel was still up for a bit, and then that strike went away. It was really weird. And to try and put a rhyme or reason, everybody has an answer. Everybody says, "Oh, dude talked about consuming mushrooms. That was it. Oh, you guys are smoking too much." We try to point some fingers at some things, what it was. And I can mention a few of those that I'm fairly confident in for people out there creating content. One is community guidelines is hard to read through on YouTube and just try and perfectly follow all of it and understand what they want to see. And I say they, I don't even know who they is. We think it's just rhythm. External links, we did get a fair amount of Know Your Breeder. Thank you, Banner, for such a great series that is now gone. When we put external links to sites that sell seeds, I think that's a no-no. We were learning as we go. Again, no account rep after 10 years having the channel, nobody to talk to, nobody to guide you. And also we heard one that really pissed us off was, I let you go right for this, Scotty, was Cannabis is Medicine. Another channel, really big channel, was Urban Ramo, actually, a few years ago. His channel got canceled. They got it back. They were advised, man, do not even talk about cannabis as medicine. So at that point, do we even really want to be on this platform?
What do we talk about? That's the news. The news is that cannabis is medicine. Now we can widen that scope of what medicine is. If I come home from a super stressful day and I can either drink or take a Xanax and instead I smoke a little bit of weed, is that medicine? I think so. I don't know what's left for us to talk about then. That's the news. Cannabis is good.
Yeah.
You also, as you see other channels, you're like scratching your head. You're like, Mendo Dope just got, the $100,000. They give you the 100,000 subs, whatever plaque and shit.
The silver play button.
Hey, in all fairness,
So
those guys are some of my favorite content creators.
yeah,
I sing their freaking songs in the shower. I mean, they got a lot of content, man. What's in that weed just smoking? Yeah, and that's a bummer when you deal with AI. Me and Grambo were joking. We were just trying to log into Discord, and we had to be like, "Hey, show us all the things with all the pictures with a bridge in it." And I'm like, "You're just training. Like we're
yeah.
just training the AI to be able to see." And it's not. We're in this weird middle area where we think we have freedom, but we don't know what the rules are, man. And all of a sudden, we just get put in. I would say YouTube jail, but they just disappeared us, man. They Noriegaed us, man.
And another scary thing is also again, there was a problem with somebody else's channel. I don't know if I should mention or not, but they were getting strikes, and I think
This man, he is consumed. What's going on with that, man? And we're so scared to even fucking take a bong hit, man.
yeah.
Get in trouble. So I can smoke a joint, man.
Please do, bro. Yeah, please do.
Okay, deal.
Yeah.
That's another thing that people were giving me information on is when you can have any audience, you can have some haters for whatever reason. And when somebody reports a video as being against, say, this video is against the guidelines, a lot of times I believe that isn't even necessarily reviewed by a person. There's so many videos on YouTube. All they know, the AI is, hey, somebody didn't like this. It's probably better for us just to take it down or give them a strike and go through, like, what are they going to review all of these? Like, there's just too many videos to review. So I also believe that there could have been some, quote, disgruntled listeners that once they submit a video for saying, hey, this is against the guidelines, that can really have negative consequences on your channel, which kind of sucks as well.
My voice, man.
The girls love it, but the boys hate it. It's kind of how it goes, right? So it's mass reporting. Yeah, that's a big issue because it's like I watch you guys a lot, and it's not like you guys say anything that's too controversial, anything that's outside of common sense, really. But common sense ain't so common, and when you start taking positions on things, in whether it's gardening, whether it's cannabis as medicine, it doesn't matter. You can donate money to charity, and someone's going to be pissed about it. So, and when we have an audience like we have, it's bound that 1% is 90 people. 90 people go and report your video. To me, that's enough. That's enough for what you said, Brad, in terms of the algorithm to say, whoa, something's going on here. It's outside of the normal. Let's just ban it. Let's lock it up, and then we'll deal with it after. And that's where you get that review where it's like, okay, well, now you got to get reviewed, or you get a strike, and then you've got to appeal it. And yeah, mass reporting is a real issue. And as likable as we are.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, dude. I was thinking about it, man. I actually got invited to the Google campus one time. A buddy of mine who, I won't say anything. I won't give any details because Google might know. Google probably knows that we hang out, man.
They know.
Just just one of the smartest guys that I know, and just whether he ever smoked cannabis or not back in the day, he was just one of those guys that was just a genius on the computer. And sure, and by the way, I don't even know if he finished high school. Google fucking hired him, and man, he's in like I don't know. Actually, I won't give any more details, but I went to the Google campus, and holy fucking cult, man. That is a full-on cult where you go in there and they don't really want you to leave. That is the oddest thing, man.
This is Silicon Valley too, right? So you're in a place where it's like it's not okay to think outside of the norm per se. So, you'd be reprimanded.
Yeah, that's what it is. Not even reprimanded. It's like socially chastised. you're so taken care of at Google or YouTube or wherever you are, and you're in this community, and there's free food, there's places to sleep, there's, everything you want is taken care of in this ecosystem, unless you dissent. If you dissent from the community, then you can get kicked out. And all you are is, what you a little bit, what is it, a couple bad decisions away, or opening your mouth a couple times from getting
Yeah.
fired, man. And I just saw it when I was there. It's like, don't get kicked out of the cult. Life is so soft and squishy inside here, man. Don't get kicked out. It's weird, man.
Well, I want to give some, like, there's people out there, I'm sure, listening that are content creators or want to be, and like give some advice on it. I don't doubt that if we had anybody to talk to at YouTube, they'd point out maybe A, B, and C. These are the specific reasons these videos had issues or what you did wrong. I'd be all for that. Correct it, depending on what it was, because what?
YouTube stole my lighter,
Okay.
man. YouTube stole my fucking lighter. That's how bad they don't want me to smoke on the show, man.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. They have these little.
I got you covered for a minute. So that being said, what we've done is it's always nice to let somebody know what your home base is. Dudegrows.com. That's where all the links are. I know, Pigeons, you got a Rumble going for backup. Spotify, I'm hoping, is a great place. They have opened up a lot for video content creators, and that's where over on Spotify as well. But YouTube is so big. It's like, I think Scott calls it like the abusive, like, girlfriend or something, where, I mean, you kind of need her, but you don't. And we've created another channel. We have, just go search Dude Grow Show on YouTube. We've got only a few videos up. We're going to start to pull back up again. But who knows? It could be gone tomorrow. But it is, as Scotty likes the marketing term, or I do, it's such a great funnel for bringing in different audience members, different demographics for your core show. Is the one reason that I do like YouTube. Scotty misses the comments. I know you sometimes get a little disgruntled. You get in the little, sometimes you'd be talking with the trolls. I'm like, why'd you say that, dude? You should not. I couldn't help myself. So I think you missed that, Scotty.
Yeah, you know what? It is a double-edged sword with that. I've actually talked about that recently, how it's so, I think it's the fight or flight like response that's in our head from, hundreds of thousands of years ago or thousands of years ago, is that, hey, everything's cool. There's 99 people that say everything's awesome. There's one guy that says you're a bad guy or wrong or a dickhead or something. And whoa, that's who we got to hyper focus on. The one unhappy dude in the crowd, man. But I do think it's human nature.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of something I wanted to touch on too. Like when you kind of amass a following, it's kind of inevitable that you're going to find yourself with trolls, and dealing with them is different amongst so many different creators. If you look at, for those that know, I work with Rob and Chris. Rob from CLTV, Chris, Mr. Grow It, and they both deal with the comments very differently than I do. And so it's like, and they both do it very differently from one another. Rob's very engaged. Sorry, Brett?
You guys allow do you guys moderate comments at all? I know I was pretty impressed, actually, again, just because a friend here, actually a neighbor almost, Urban Ramo, they moderate all their comments on YouTube. I'm like, damn, you go through all of them and like get rid of this person. I'm like, we just didn't really have, I just let everybody comment.
Yeah. Realize it, Brett? You don't realize it, man? Jay Maestro has done that for the past decade on our website, and I credit him for having such a positive community. It is a huge benefit to do that. We don't choose to do it on our YouTube, but it is a big deal. You can shape your community. If you want to let negative jerks in, you can let them in, or you can silence them, and then they go, "Hey, man, I don't want to hang out on this channel. I can't go neg here, man."
I think the fear of silencing people is that they'd give us strikes or they'd like report our videos. That's how like psychological damaging it's been to me. It's like, oh, let's kick this person off. Then we're creating an enemy. No, don't do that. But sorry, I asked you, Pigeons. Do you guys moderate your comments on YouTube?
We do to an extent. Yep, we do to an extent. But in reality, we really just remove the hatred. If there's controversy, if there's differing opinion, dissent, it stays. But the blatant violation of terms of service is what, Chris does a lot of the moderation for the FTS than us, and he'll remove that. Any blatant violation of the FTS, it's gone. Other than that, no. I do not moderate my comments in on my channel. I simply don't have time. I don't read 90% of them, unfortunately. If you respond within the first, say, 2.5 to 3 hours after an upload, you'll get a heart from me. You might get a pound it or like a thank you for commenting. But after that, man, it's full shut off. I honestly, it's not that I don't care. It's not that I don't want to. It's that you said it. This shit will consume you, and it's whether it's positive or negative, it will spread and it'll consume you. And I've got a family. I've got a life. I've got a community, a wife and a son that need me, and I have a job. And there's only so many time. It's just so many minutes in a day, and I don't want to be consumed by A, social media, which is my job, or B, the comment section. Because you said it, you'll see 99 green comments, but that one red comment stands out. And even though I know that I'm smarter than this guy and I can outwit and outplay and outsmart, you know what I mean? I'd rather just not read it. So if it's not commented within the first hour, 2 hours, I don't get it, so I don't read it.
Hey, Grambo, look at dude and look at pigeons. Dude, you gotta lighten up, man. Look at that body language. He's very tense. Nah, pigeons, I love your setup there, man. You're all relaxed. I've got a buddy of mine, nice guy Kenny, is actually taking over on some of the real growers' duties. So he calls up stores. And I have to tell him, I'm like, you're calling a grow store, first of all. These are really nice, cool people. And he's all tense. And I go, just relax, sit in the chair. When you get your body language all relaxed and chill, it does unconsciously shape what's coming out of your brain, man. What a trip, man.
All right, let me be able to take off my hat. Let's sew the hair. Let me try and lean back a little.
I'm nervous as fuck. I want you to know that the whole leading up to this whole thing today, like I said, this is the first interview I've ever done outside. I don't have Chris here. Like, what am I doing to like cover me and say all the smart stuff, you know? So it's like I'm nervous as shit. So I'm glad that it's coming off. This is why I haven't moved. Everything's just focused on this face. I can't move. Everything's just pinpointed perfectly. I got 3 camera angles.
Really, you get nervous when when other people come on the show. I'm like, man, I feel like we're old friends. Even if I don't know them, I know that they've listened to me a little bit. I was like, why would you come hang out with me or seek me out if you fucking hated me, right? You know,
It's not even
me from the show, so I feel like it's old friends.
You're 100% right, but the downside is that I'm my own producer today. It's so nice you've got Grimbo in the back. He's in the back with you guys. Grambo in the back. I apologize.
First off, shout out to Grambo. First off, Grambo came up nice and early, got this going. Grambo jumped in when we needed a hand with the Guru's position, jumped in and got it done. So just huge cross-platform shout out to you, Grambo.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. Yeah, love your stuff, Pigeon. Hell yeah, glad to be here, part of DGC. I'm a stand-up comedian in Denver, and I do video production as my day job. And to get this as that day job, holy shit, I'm blessed.
What does Grambo mean?
It's like Rambo, but I'm a G.
Oh, I like that. Mic drop right there. I like that. See, and this is the thing, is normally we have Wink. Wink's our producer for From the Stash and for Top Buds, and when we're live, we're going to be in Vegas in next month for MJ BizCon, and having him around is it's priceless, because I don't have to worry about audio. I don't have to worry about the little meters going off everywhere. I don't have to do nothing. I just sit, chill, and create. And we were kind of talking about this before the show. It's the same with hiring my wife as my manager. It's so nice to have somebody do the emails, the back and forth with sponsorships, and just it's really allowed me to just sit and create. And it kind of passes me on to my next question. And I don't want it to be awkward now, Grambo. Guru is missing. That's kind of been a kind of a hot topic of conversation amongst the internet. It's one of my bigger videos that I did on Dude Grows, about Dude Grows. So without getting into any, like, I don't want anyone to get offended. I'm just curious what happened, and where are you guys now? Do you still talk?
on my end, we're all still good friends.
Yeah, we talk whenever we need help.
Anytime I've had a question as far as like the transition on how the interface, I understood all the equipment, but Guru had crafted an elaborate setup here. The bakery is no bullshit. It's a great little studio that he's built over here. And so yeah, Guru's still great friends, hang out, when we can. He's burnt out,
You know what? We had quite a few good years. I think he was able to get a little bit ahead, and I think he sees that life is short. I mean, geez, you see me get old in the last 10 years, and he loves outdoors. He loves fishing. He fell into this, as being the LED guru, getting hired as grow guru. But man, when you get in his early 30s, I guess, you want to start developing, living your dreams a little bit. And man, he was helping us. And then one day he just said, it was kind of like it erupted. And he just said, guys, I'm so burnt out, man. My passion's not in it anymore. And we said, hey, he goes, I want to be a fly fishing guide. And I was like, if that's what you want to do, we're friends, man. Cool. And that's honestly how it happened. We've been friends ever, supportive of each other. He's helped Grambo. He's helped all of us. And I know it's boring, but he's our friend that actually is going to live his dream. And we're supportive of him. That's about it.
We joke. I was like, man, Scotty, if I had to be in the studio with you every day, would we still be doing the Dude Grow Show? I don't know. I don't know if I could pull it off.
Dude was the guy that got me to move out here. I was the guy that got Guru to move out here. Dude was the guy that got me to move out here. And there's something about that where you can just never be mad at them. It's just you get a pass no matter what. Because you really were a huge impact in my life, man. And I will say, dude was also the guy where when I met him, I was like, I want to hang out with that guy more. It's a cool guy, man. So yeah, all those things have worked out, dude.
Yes, we were friends, and when I lived in Florida before, that's a quick back history before either of us lived in Colorado. So started a friendship over weed. Token on a pier at a show. Said, hey, I got to smoke some weed. I want some weed. So and then started smoking. Next thing, here we are.
That's awesome.
Gotta love cannabis for that.
I remember I broke up with my girlfriend at that time. I was kind of heartbroken, and my buddy just goes, he goes, I'm sending the electrician over. It's another buddy. Never be mad at him, man. Mike. I'm sending the electrician over, man. And suddenly I had a 20 lighter going, and I pulled myself right out of that funk, man. I grew myself right out of that bunk situation. And I would show up at the pier. I would pretend I was a Deadhead. There's a Grateful Dead cover. No, I never pretended I was a Deadhead. There was a Grateful Dead cover band. I'd go hang out, and I'd just light up a joint and pass it, and light up another one and pass it, just trying to spread the joy. And that's how I met Dude, man. Good karma, bro.
I'm so happy to hear that because, of course, the internet as the internet, rumors spread, things start flying, and nobody knows anything. And this is exactly why I wanted to start getting into bringing news to the people, because it's like, it might not seem like news. It might not seem like it's that noteworthy, but people are really interested in what's going on behind the scenes. They really are. And rightfully so. We live some pretty, exciting lives. Some people would do a lot to be in the position that we are in, to be able to speak freely about a plant. Well, I say that loosely as we have this conversation, but to be able to have a living doing something we love, And so people are really interested in that. And I wanted to be able to cover. Because it doesn't look easy. You guys have, like I said at the top of the show, one of the best setups in the game. And I can't imagine how difficult that is to run.
I did want to comment on when you're saying the perfect transition, and I suppose, which I could really care less, there are different rumors, which I haven't heard any of them, about why Guru left the show, is what you're mentioning, Pigeons?
Yeah, and I can get it. I can bring some up.
I don't know if it's worth it. I wanted to say that
the one was creative differences. And I just thought, as someone who works with two other incredible creative geniuses, in my opinion, Yeah. Of course, there's creative differences. That to me is not even an excuse. Of course, there's going to be creative differences. This is why, as a team, you sit down, you hash things out, you have a conversation. I just don't think that would be the underlying difference. But please continue.
You are right, though, man. When it got down to it, Guru wanted to create content about fly fishing, and we wanted to create content about.
No doubt.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems silly to even go down this road. You know, I mean, we're gonna talk about what haters speculate that don't know.
No, we absolutely aren't. No, that's why this was a relief to hear that it was all on good terms. It was all on good terms. And I can hear it and I can see it on Guru's face.
So I don't think it's haters. It's people that are, like the show or starting conversations and trying to figure out what happened. In a perfect world, I'll say, we did say, hey, Guru's burnt out. He came in one day. He just was like, guys, we had a talk. And he's like, I wasn't even really prepared for this. I'm just burnt out. In a perfect world, I would have loved for sure him to be on a show, a farewell show, something for all the listeners to get a full update from him. And in the future, I'm sure he's going to be a guest on the show on and off for whatever reason. But yeah, in a perfect world, that would be the way for me to see our producer over the years exit the show. Let's have it. Let's celebrate it, man. Let's celebrate what you did and have like a farewell show. And that didn't happen, unfortunately. I'm not hating for that, but that would have basically been the way to handle everybody know what's going on. When you see somebody abruptly leave anything, you're like, holy shit, what happened?
That's it.
Your brain just starts ticking.
And you got to remember, these people have followed along with this show and your lives for years. Some of these people have spent more time watching you and us than they have looking at their wife. And I mean that. So.
So wild, man. That is so wild.
Pigeon, this
is wild.
True. Well, I was such a hardcore DGC. Scotty was making fun that I got divorced last year. It was so emotional. I couldn't listen to the Dude Grows theme song, "Smoking and Growing," and I could not listen to it without getting emotional because everything about my life was so tied to this goddamn podcast. And so the idea of telling that, sitting down with Scotty one night and telling him dude, people love you. You're a beloved. You guys are beloved entities as far as Pigeon, I do. Like ratios and things, these guys their engagement, people are very positive and very, very excited. And I get it. I'm DGC for life. So
there's a reason. These guys are so enthusiastic. They're positive. Even if you're going to say, yeah, we do address the trolls every now and again. And I do think that is necessary. I can't say that I don't address trolls. It happens, in the first couple hours of comments, trolls leak through, and I'm going to read a negative comment and I will deal with it and I will nip it in the butt immediately so that it doesn't spread like the cancer that the negativity and toxicity is. But you guys focus on the positivity. You're enthusiastic about a plant that changes lives forever for the better. People are growing a plant for their loved ones who are maybe sick, ill, they're not well, maybe they're weak, they need this medication, and they turn to you guys for that relief and then that knowledge and the awareness that they need in often such sad times or down times of their life, and they tune into the Dude Grow show, they see the dankest nugs, and they see the show, and they can guarantee on the routine, they can guarantee on the personality. Yeah, they get attached. And I think that's okay. And as Brett said, I think that's why we dove down. That's why I wanted to address this, because this is not for the haters. I don't give a fuck about the haters. This was 8,000 people on this particular video that watched this. And I know that not even 1% of those were haters. It's those were people that are really interested and excited to hear what's the next adventure for Guru and Dude Grows, and the Dude Grow show. And I actually seen on his Instagram today him catching some beautiful rainbow trout. It looked just gorgeous. Guru out there strutting his stuff. But
for cannabis,
thank you for all the kind words, by the way, man. That was just awesome. I keep it on the down low, but today is actually my birthday, and that just made my day, man. So just hearing people's lives that you affect, and it's important. I wanted to mention our producer. What do we call Banner? Is he our web guy, Scotty? he's like a little bit of everything. Banner mentioned to us one time we were in a heated conversation about statistics and downloads and subscribers, and he said, guys, just remember, it's not always about the numbers, it's about who's in the numbers. That stuck with me, man, because we don't have the biggest community out there. We don't have, sometimes me and Scotty be chasing, why don't we have this many views on this video? Look at this retard, or excuse me, let me back up. Our words, not PC. Look at this video, and that's horrible, and it's got way more views, and it's just like, so chasing those numbers sometimes can be frustrating, and we've always had, it's about the people in our GDC community and everybody helping everybody out. And like you said, yeah, just hearing about the people's lives they have affected in different ways, mainly at having events like the DDC Cup has been awesome.
Yeah, that
easy specific goal that I think about when I'm trying to think about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. It's that I'm trying to get people to grow their own medicine. I think weed is good. When I was younger, I would get, I felt like there was something wrong with me because I liked cannabis. I want to scream on, at the rooftops. If I can use YouTube and say, hey guys, man, weed isn't bad. You shouldn't be ashamed of it. It's good medicine, and it's not hard to grow. Let me show you how to grow it. That's really what I'm screaming about. If I can have to trick you into listening to me by making you laugh or trying to entertain you, all good. But yeah,
got you,
man. So if I get kicked off of YouTube, I put my shit on another channel. If I get kicked off of there, I try to push on Instagram. I got 3 or 4 Instagrams that I use. But that's that's the idea as far as I'm concerned. Nice people or haters or whatever. It's my goal.
It's a great goal. No, good for you. And that's kind of the key, I think. That's one of the big things I learned in 2018 when the mass purge. Did you guys get deleted in 2018?
No, we got like the 2 strikes and hung out for a while, and then they slowly went away.
Nice. No, I got deleted in 2018, and I remember that it really reminded me that if I'm going to be in this game, I need to diversify my content. I gotta quit putting all my eggs into one basket, and that basket being YouTube. And then I didn't even have an Instagram at the time. I didn't have nothing, no Twitter, and I was thinking, shit, whoops. And that really made me realize in 2018 that it's like we need to branch out. But the problem with branching out is YouTube's just the it's the example of the many. It's just the one that everybody flocks to, but they're all the same at the end of the day, in my opinion, the most of them. What I want to ask you guys is, since your channel on YouTube's been removed, you guys have made the switch to Rumble. What is your reception or perspective been on Rumble so far? Sorry, it's kind of a loaded question.
I think of our new platform as Spotify, and due to am I wrong there? But man, and by the way, Spotify is cool as hell because I have to pay $10 or $15 a month on YouTube to be able to watch, and then when I'm going to my car, be able to have it play in my ear just as as audio. But with Spotify, they allow us to upload video. You can listen to it as audio or video, take it places. So it's kind of an upgrade. I understand that we don't have the same reach as YouTube, but man, as far as performance goes, it's an upgrade.
Coming on Rumble, that was just when we were scrambling. Hey, where do we put out video at? Where do we put? And Banner had found, Rumble's an option. Some people kind of sent some messages. Hey guys, because I knew nothing about Rumble. It's kind of like a Trump-like conservative political channel thing. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. But we're on Rumble. I don't know if we'll keep it. Rumble costs money as well. I'd like to have, hey, go to Spotify or go to YouTube. Hopefully, Dude Grow Show, you'll always be able to just search that and find whatever channel we got going. But your homepage, if you can, man, that's what I think. I don't know. Pigeons, do you have, like we always tell people, don't forget, if you don't know what happened, dudegrows.com. And we have all the ways to consume us there. I think sometimes when you're spreading your audience across a multitude of channels or platforms, you can get a little paranoid about, man, so how do I really review all my stats or uploads or subscribers for my sponsors or for people to, they look at a channel, sometimes they judge it by how many subs they have. But man, being on as many channels as possible right now seems like a good play. That's what we're doing, right, Scotty? I mean, we're on Spotify, Rumble, girls.com homepage. The only reason we're not on Patreon with all our videos is because Vimeo will charge you an arm and a leg, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month for bandwidth. If nobody knew that, but yeah, that's you're on Rumble Pigeons. You started something, I believe.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into, man. Is like when it was a loaded question there, and I'm really good at rambling, so I'm glad you kind of be able to pick out some of the topics in there. But when it comes to diversifying content, I am on Rumble right now, but my when I say they're all the same, they are like they tell you that you can share your videos and everything's going to be okay, but once money starts coming in for these platforms, in my opinion, that's when they're all going to switch to be the same. They all have to please their sponsors, their advertisers. They got to make sure that it's friendly for the most amount of people. And it's like, when does Spotify do that? When does Rumble do that? When does it's like, so we're cannabis content, so it's like we're the easy ones to throw to the side when the first sponsors say whoa, and when they need to prove that they're doing work. Cannabis content's great to throw to the side because it's federally illegal, so that's where it's like, psh. So sorry, but were you gonna say something quick, Sky?
Yeah, what happens? So then we always talk about do you want it to be federally legal or not? You can start bringing big pharma and big advertising into this. I always wonder about what happens. It's a double-edged sword. If cannabis does become federally legal, then sure enough, you can do whatever you want with YouTube, I imagine. But man, do you lose the industry? Does the industry go to big pharma? It's kind of one of those. I wonder. I'm sure we're going to find out in the next 5 years, I bet.
Double-edged sword. Totally. And you think, kind of hopping on a question, I'll get to this in a second, but whether I think cannabis will be legal in 5 years. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on Rumble. This is the thing. I've kept my ear to the ground on Rumble for quite some time. I do know that it's a conservative-based website, search engine. They want to compete against the left-leaning platforms: YouTube, Google, Instagram, all the Facebook. And the problem that I do see on Rumble is that it's like I'm okay. Like I'll listen to anyone. I don't care what side of the political aisle you're on. You like, if we can have a conversation, we probably agree on family, country, sports. So it's like we can find much more common ground, and typically cannabis. So when it comes to politics, I don't care. I really don't care what side of the field you're on. But I don't want to shove down my throat. And one of the biggest complaints of the right.
I was just going to tell you, man, we don't. When we're talking about politics or whatever this is, no idea. We just went and Googled places where you could get free video hosting, and Rumble came up. So I don't want anyone to think that any of us give a shit about politics, because I literally just turn my head, turn the channel, or tell Google I don't do anything like this anymore, man. That's how I feel about politics today. Just FYI.
So I hate to bring it up like this, but like I majored in political science. I love politics. Politics is my bread and butter. And I actually hate the concept of don't talk politics at the dinner table, because I love it. And I love to play devil's avocado. So if you're hard right, I'm hard left. If you're hard left, I'm hard right. If you're a centrist, I'm challenging you right, or I'm challenging you left, because I want to pull it from you. And I want you to talk about these things that most people won't allow you to talk about, because they get heated, they get argumentative, they get personal. I don't, because at the end of the day, we connect on 99% more than what we disconnect on. And people, like we talked about earlier, when you see green and then you see that one red, we like to highlight the red. I don't like to focus on what we disagree on. But I will, for the sake of conversation, challenge beliefs. But once the conversation's done, it's move on. Let's talk about something else. And so when I was on Rumble, it's very, very hard to consume on how right it is. And then, but so is YouTube. If you go on YouTube and you look at how left it is, it can be really hard to consume too. So, where do you?
Weird terms. I got to interrupt. Those are some weird terms because does the right want to censor us or does the left? Because I'm confused.
It depends on who you ask, man. It depends on who you ask.
Run by right wing folks. YouTube's not run by right wing. It's run by left wing, right?
That's right. That's right. And it's focused on censorship. But that's where I say that for how long?
Thought of as the censorship, you know, the just say no, the, you know, big prisons kind of thing. And it's kind of weird. None of them seem to be on.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So that's why, you know, when I say that they're all the same, that kind of leads into where I was getting at that in terms of once money gets involved, I really feel that we are our own agents. And Brett, you made a great point at the beginning by saying, come to our own website, man. Come to the page if this is where you want to go, because hoping that you don't get shut down by your I guess your web host, because I guess everybody's susceptible to somebody. But, you know, going to the dudegrows.com, right?
Yes. I'm just thinking about like Grambo on an island with solar server farms going on, man. We pissed everybody off. All right.
We will do it. Do not tempt us.
I hope you have a hut for me, because I have no problem voicing my opinion. I have no problem talking anything. Like, nothing's off the table when I have a conversation. So yeah, yeah. So I have my own too, thepigeonscoop.com. You can go and check it out as well. And yeah, but so moving on there. Unless Brett, you had something you wanted to touch on.
Can't believe thepigeonscoop.com wasn't taken.
You want to get started? You want to talk about haters? Pigeons420.com is taken, and it's taken by one of my biggest haters. And I'm not even going to get into giving him any airtime, but yeah. There's a reason it's thepigeonscoop.com and not pigeons420.com. You cocksucker.
If you were stuck on that server farm on that island with that dude, you guys would be friends in about 30 minutes.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So what I did want to get into to kind of round it out is so the future of the Do Grow show. So as I mentioned, I think you guys are one of the best, well put together shows the cannabis community has to offer. And I mean, like, that's find me another one. Like, that's, in my opinion, second to none. And that's what you look at my setup. And if anybody tunes into my twitch.tv/pigeons420 or thepigeonscoop.com/twitch, my setup, it's in sheer inspiration of what you guys have set up. Where do you get your inspiration for the studio? Is it a lot of fan art? Is it a lot of just weed stuff you find? Do you go to like bargain shops? Do you just find anything that just appeals to you? What speaks to you when it comes to setting up your studio?
Dude, first off, man, behind you, that Bring the Dank shirt, what is that, from 2015? Is that vintage there or what, brother? One most important thing that I have is a cool, refreshing coconut flavored Malibu Splash. Just kidding. I don't want to be sponsored by big alcohol. I'm only kidding. I don't know how that got up there, actually. That's been a problem set for the last year or so, because I do have a kid that's right around that age where you may find an occasional Malibu Splash lying around. And so that's where I think it came from, but whatever. It makes me smile.
We both got some advice from Guru on some studio setup stuff. There's different philosophies on it. You know, mine's a little bit like keeping a busy background. There's some sports guys on ESPN, right, that do 2 or 3 guys at once in this room, and the room's really busy with shit. But then there's also like Rasta Jeff, loves just to, you know, it's pretty chill background. I have other Scotty, you have on the other side of the bakery there, accordion wood style like wall that you can fold out. And sometimes when I've seen people being interviewed with just a plain wood wall behind them, like, well, that actually looks pretty clean. But for me, the actual stuff is just, memorabilia, like the Cheech and Chong's greatest hit album. I always want to have plants in the background, though. I feel like like this tank over here, it's only a 10 gal, but it's an aquaponic little 10 gal. And I don't know, unlike that's what differentiates for me from the bakery studio that you can see is live plants. So you got your Mexican brickweed.
This is my favorite thing in the background right here, man. Just a couple ounces of
Is-
Mexican brickweed. It's probably a quarter pound of Mexican brickweed.
That's legitimate brick. That's brickweed right there.
Oh yeah, this is definitely what you used to get and be excited about 20 years ago.
I have I have never seen brickweed. Never, ever, never, ever, never. No.
Even this stuff was still better than nothing. I used to be so psyched about being able to get a quarter of this, a fucking eighth of it. I have a dugout around here somewhere, and I used to have literally a dugout would smoke like one little batty in my car before going to a damn class. I was loving it, man. So I told you, man, weed is good. It's so strange to be. It's great to be able to promote that message, man. I appreciate you too for letting me.
Remember
8-9 years.
Remember throwing those when you get those Scotty like out on the table when you have some friends over and you're like, all right, if any of you all want to smoke this, you're gonna have to help me de-seed it, de-stem it. It's gonna be a minute here. So back off. Let's get this broken up.
Yeah, that's funny. When we talked to Chong when we were doing From the Stash. That's exactly what he said. It was that moment of separating the seeds and the stems from the weed. That process was like something you worked up for, you got excited about because it led to getting high. And ritual. Something I have never, maybe the odd time I pull a little weed or pull a little seed. I get excited about it now, really, but because it's my own homegrown, and if I find a seed in there, I'm like, ooh, a little gem. A lot of people are like, no, but not me. I'm like, ooh, what did I find here? Get excited about it. So.
Do you pop a lot of seeds, brother? I'm more of a give me an awesome clone and I'll grow it kind of grower. How about you?
I'm in Manitoba, bro. Manitoba, Canada. There ain't no get clones from nobody out here. No, you're starting from seed. I don't know anybody that grows weed out here, man. And if I did, they may or may not be doing it illegitimately, allegedly. So like I said, I don't know. No, the circle out here is very small when it comes to gardening, at least around myself. And so I'm getting my genetics from all over the place. So typically, like right now, I've got ocean grown genetics, and then I've got Zaza genetics.
Using the hand raising a little bit since sometimes we're having a slight audio delay. But I just wanted to comment on where you're at in Manitoba. And I'm over in British Columbia. I'm familiar actually with Winnipeg. My grandma lived there for a good part of her life, and some things you are as well. But you talk about the small grow circle, where British Columbia is like, there is no small grow circle. It's like 4 of my neighbors, everybody down there. Every time we drive through this area, it totally stinks. Like it's been so open here. It's ridiculous. Like I don't even think like there's zero enforcement on big grows, whatever. It's been embedded out here for way longer before I was even here. So a little bit different than Scotty.
Pigeons, I'm just kind of wondering. So, is all your friends that are stoners? Is that mostly online? Do you have a bunch of people coming over to? I'm blessed enough to have people coming over to the house, bringing weed, smoking me out. I get great conversations, and that's probably why I'm not online so much. Hanging out on Discord. What's your scene like?
I don't. A lot of my buddies have given up smoking weed. We used to do it quite a bit back in high school, but a lot of them don't even do it anymore. Whether it's because of work. A lot of them are rigging out west and are scared, which is another horrible thing horrible reality for so many. They're rigging. They can do blow all they want, but unfortunately, because the dissipation time or the metabolism rate of cannabinoids is so much slower than cocaine, so they can raid their nose with all kinds of things, but they can't smoke weed. Now they don't. Thankfully, my friends are good friends, and we're long past those times. But no, typically I'm the one with the weed. I'll make sure that the weed's set out at the table if we're having a dinner party or a barbecue or something. We're going to set out something on the table. I'm going to set out a different variety of pieces of glass because not everybody smokes out of something like this. And something I learned a long time ago was that you can overdose your friends. and you can overdose on weed, and a lot of people are hard against that fact that you can't overdose on weed. And if that's the case, then explain that to all the times that I wanted to game out with my buddies and they ended up passing out by 8:30 at night. So it's like, no, you can overdose on weed, and it's, and that's for the ones that didn't get sick. Some of them got nauseous and such, but yeah. So needless to say, I've got small pipes, medium pipes, large pipes, small bong, medium bong, large bong. Sit them out, and people can roll whatever.
Anybody here wants anything? You have no excuses, okay?
That's it. I want I want everybody to be comfortable, because like that's something that you learn as a host, is that you have to take care of the people that you're hosting, because if you don't, well, they're not even going to make it to dinner time. They're going to pass out. They're going to get sick. It is what it is. So yeah, something for everybody.
There's so many people that are really good on one hit. An occasional stoner, you pass that joint to them once, they take one hit, they instantly go, and they're good. You don't want them just in the corner giggling or passing out, falling asleep with the beer on their lap. So
that's it.
I told you, I love weed. When I first started smoking it, I was like, wow, I could take one little baddie out of a dugout and feel great for hours. It is that powerful.
That's it. Or I can hit one of those. My buddy Rob likes to call them as lady joints. Those little vaporizer cart pens. I use them everywhere, and he gives me a hard time. He gives me a hard time all the time. It's all in good faith, of course. But I smoke lady joints all the time, because it's easy, it's effective, it's consumable. There's no smell, and it's like these are the soccer mom joints. It's great for everyone. They could just quick little hit. You can put it in your suit pocket if you're out in an event or something, and you just hit it, and away you go, and nobody's thinking the wiser. So it is medicine. It's such a great thing, because you can either hit like a little bat, one hooter we call it, or you can hit back on the bong and have a great conversation with friends. And where's the harm? Where's the foul? Why are we getting deleted for this?
Hey, you're talking about those carts, hitting a cart. I'm sorry, dude. I gotta say this though, man. We've got kids similar age. My kid is now legally an adult, so I can say this. But I found a cart, and I was like, a pen. I was like, oh, what the hell is this? And it was terrible. It was like that Delta 8 fake stuff, and I was like,
no.
Really yell at her for spoken shit. I was like, dude, this. But it's so crazy how like that stuff is federally legal. You want to just buy that out of a catalog and sell it in your store. That chemical crap is federally legal. But teaching people or talking about or having a community around I'm looking at the AC Infinity 10. I think it's either $600 or $700 for everything, to tell people to spend under a G, get themselves a whole tent set up and start with seeds and start growing. That gets you kicked off. That's not allowed.
It is wild. It is wild. I used to tell people $1,000. $1,000 would get you, and it's now falling below that, But yeah, just a small, to your point. Brett, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna do like I do sometimes and bring it. I think earlier we were off on a good little tangent there, but you were saying to round it out, I think you were going to get into asking about the future of the show.
Yeah.
One of your questions that I don't know if we answered. And
no, go
Future's
ahead.
now, man. Future is now. I mean, right now.
The future of the show would be Scotty and I both at times do and don't miss a third voice. We want to have more guests on the show. Rasta Jeff hung out the other day, guest hosted a Grow Talk question. Having more people guest host on and off is most of the time a good time. So we want to do that. We want to be consistent. I think that's one of the things that I thought was crazy at first when Scotty's like, we're going to do a show every day of the week. I'm like, well, fuck me, man. How much time do you think I have?
Yeah, so, might have been a little ambitious, huh? I will tell you that's a shout out to old Howard Stern. I haven't listened to him in a few years, but all through growing up or through even working, when I was working as a plumber, as an AC tech, I just have a headphone in my ear and always be listening. Either AM talk radio was good. Shout out to this guy Neil Rogers, that was the king. And then Howard Stern, and for every day from like 6 a.m. till 10 a.m, which were kind of the grinding hours to get through. You know, as somebody getting up and fixing somebody's AC and being on the job at 8. Dude, it was great to have somebody in my ear making me laugh, saying something interesting. And that's what I wanted to try to be for the cannabis community. It was my goal.
And as long as that's still working, I mean, I got to give a big thanks to our patrons, the producers over there. As long as we have the backbone of them to keep pushing out content and delivering the message and normalizing cannabis as medicine. And per your story, I just heard there in Manitoba, sometimes it's like, shit, man, I forgot there are places that aren't like, I mean, I've lived in Colorado and British Columbia for the past like 18 years of my life. So I've been a little bit out of the loop on places like whatever in the deep south or different states will say that aren't legal yet. Actually, a local DGC, not local, but a DGC producer just hit me up yesterday. And he got his grow raided because pictures on his phone from like a pullover thing where they found a bag. It was just this crazy. I'm like, shit, this is still happening. Yeah, we'll talk about it on next Wake and Bake, Scotty. But yeah, the future of the show is just to keep pushing, man, and keep doing it. As long as we're having fun talking about cannabis, which I don't know why I wouldn't have fun talking about cannabis and growing. We've talked about, sure, some of the rooting clones maybe 830 times, but it's always a little different, and it's always fun chatting with Scotty. And yeah, keep pushing until we, there's so many states. I just told Scotty the other day, I don't know how many states down here that don't even allow rec grow, or down there, I should say. So many cannabis growers are going to still be coming on board unless something crazy changes on the federal level. Like like Scotty just said, how many more 2x4 tents will I see in the next 5 years? Hopefully, like, I don't know, 25,000 people growing their own. So
would be great when it's completely accepted, when you got one hot pepper in the middle and 2 cannabis plants going. That's why people have mixed emotions about the autoflower cannabis plants. But the idea of chucking a seed in there and just forgetting about it and coming back 90 days later and being like, look, there's bud. That'd be in the deep south. That's how they do it in the deep south, dude. Okay.
Yeah, duly noted.
Having fun, man. But you know, the more you have stuff like that, where simple success, a $600 grow kit with a carbon filter that doesn't stink up your house, that how deep is the closet? Closets are only 18 inches, right?
Not my wife's closet.
No, they got those little like the apartment closets. This is what you need, man. Just throw it right in there, and it'd be great. You know, I used to go through. Remember all the bullshit you would go through to score weed?
Oh man, yeah. All the days you would wait, or the hours and hours in a location waiting for the call that you were supposed to get hours and hours ago. Yeah, maybe once or twice.
The most terrible people you'd have to hang out with them, but you know, I'd be like, dude, I'm not hang out with this guy in real life, man. I'm gonna hang out with this guy.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. So the future, I love that, man. I love the consistency. If there's anything that I've kind of been a proponent to, is that there's no reason that weed content shouldn't be mainstream, shouldn't be full time. There's no reason that we shouldn't have weed pundits that report on sports, on the news, on the traffic, on, you know, I don't care, that do talk shows, that do name it, just keep going. Like, why do we have alcoholics that represent people or anything like that? It's just, I strongly believe that you can have a show where there's going to be a joint or a vaporizer in the side, and no one's going to bat an eye at it. Where it's like, you know, right before the take, right before they go, and action, the guy goes, all right. You know what I mean? Like, it should be able to happen. And by us doing content every day, by putting out a video, whether it's, you know, to avoid the words we were saying before, whether it's great videos or not great videos, you know, it's like, it needs to be put out there. It needs to be put out there. Like your favorite Game of Thrones finale that just didn't work for you. You know, it's like some hit, some don't, but it's just the fact that you have the exposure to the content that I think that's going to allow for the opening of conversation. And these platforms are going to be forced, you know, to show the movies and the series that we can put out. So it's inspirational to know that that's the consistency you're trying to push. Doing that every day, because that's where it starts. DoGrows.com.
Good idea, man. You had a really fucking good idea, man. Maybe us, Grambo, you want to do the traffic with me? will get real baked and do the traffic. Right? You're talking about, you imagine the guy on the news just like, ooh, exhaling and be like, all right, let's get into it.
Yeah. It's really cloudy today, guys.
Right?
Yeah. See, like,
I would watch that. I don't even care where you're reporting the traffic. I would turn that on, from the other side of the country. But so the dogrows.com, that's where people can find you. I want you to list where else can people find you and go ham. You got like 6 Instagrams, Scotty. I want to hear them all.
So I'm just thinking of just if you did a newscast and you just had the newscasters smoke a joint beforehand, that would give a totally different vibe to it, right? I'd watch that.
yes.
Channel would be fucking popular as all hell, man. But you just mentioned podcasts. Man, that's what our show started as. The whole video aspect of it is fun, but the information is out there in the podcast. Yeah, you might want to go to the website if you're listening to it as a podcast and, look at some of the pictures if we're looking at a grow question or something. But man, that's still very free. I mean, Libsyn is what is that? Liberated Syndication, I think is what it stands for. But, the podcast platforms are still out there. So shout out to, what is it, man? How do you get, just go to any podcatcher, actually, and type Dude Grows in, you get the show.
Instagram, it's Dude Grows, not the Dude Grows. We got people playing games, trying to scam people for contests and shit. Instagram, Dude Grows, dudegrows.com. Everything else, Spotify, Apple, whatever pod player you're using, Dude Grows. You'll find us.
Yeah,
as far as listening now, that's just the easiest. What's up?
I said I was going to try to yell it into my phone. That's what I tell people. You just yell shit at your phone today, and it does it for you.
Yes.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, we can hope it. Yeah, it will eventually. It's listening or not, right? Now it just needs to do something for us. Dude Grows everywhere. I'll make sure I put the links for everything in the description so that nobody will be lost, nobody will be confused. Was there something that you guys wanted to mention before? I wanted to give you the opportunity to say anything that you wanted in regards to your show, your platform. Use my show as an opportunity to say whatever you like. So, was there something you wanted to add?
Thanks for having us on.
An Oscar speech, man, and say it is really good to be part of this community. Y'all over there, whether it's Chris or you and Cannabis Lifestyle TV. I know I can't THC. Matt over there. I'm forgetting people and they're going to be mad at me, but there's a cool ass community of content creators out there. And I'm psyched to be one of them. I enjoy everybody. I do. That's why I'm kind of a double-edged sword with YouTube, because I'll turn y'all on YouTube. I'll watch Mendo Dope shit on YouTube, and I love it. I'm like, God damn, this is so much better than regular TV. So yeah, she's still an all right chick.
I just wanted to
Susan.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to, bullshit with you mainly and your audience. And then let's do, we didn't touch on any grow today, but it was a great conversation. Get you up on the Dude Grow show so we can talk some grow.
Please.
Like I said, we want to get more guests on, hang out and work with the other content creators. And yeah, man, stoked. It was a great little hang. I hope it helps some people out, because I know some people out there are worried for their own channel or getting into this business. So it was a good conversation.
Yeah, good.
Guys, just to throw it out there, we're focused on Spotify, but we are sneaking back into YouTube. We got our clips channel over there. We're uploading daily clips, and we actually backdoor. We kind of got a Wake and Bake America channel. That's the new Dude Grows channel. So actually, go watch the videos. They're getting put up currently. So all this week, the back catalog of the last 2 weeks is going up. So wink, wink. We might be back, Susan.
It's Dude Grows Clips. We'll find that channel, and then Dude Grows Show. We'll find the other channel. Hopefully,
you're gonna backdoor Susan.
And on Spotify.
Okay, Susan's our name for YouTube. Algorithm. We don't really know what she's thinking. Sometimes she's cool, sometimes she's not. Fun hanging out with you, pigeons.
Nah, boys, I appreciate you guys coming. I appreciate you guys sitting down, having this conversation, because I know it wasn't specifically focused on gardening. It was kind of, the conversation that a lot of people are thinking about, but nobody's really talking about. And I think it's important to have a conversation about this, because a lot of our audience members are now making content of their own. And there's realities to this that if we knew, or maybe if some of us knew before, we may have altered our content or even done different content altogether. So there's a reality of this that I really want to bring to light. And I also want to shed light on, if this is something that you are going to push through, this is something that you're going to persevere through, that there's a reward at the end. And you two are a shining light of that. It's like time after time after time, you've had to pick yourself up, keep trekking, and you've still come out with such a refined product at the end. So I want you guys to know that you're doing it well. It's incredible to watch, and you're an inspiration to even myself. And I know I hang out with some even bigger creators than myself, and they're also inspired, if that means anything at all. So keep doing what you're doing, boys. Just real quick, where can people find you? You mentioned your website and your platforms, real quick.
Dudegrows.com. I'll hit it. Dudegrows.com is where we're always at. We're always listed where you can find us. Any podcast player, Spotify, whatever you're using, just say Dude Grows. Instagram it's Dude Grows. Be careful, not the Dude Grows. People play games on the IG, man. They play games. I don't know what they're doing, trying to rip people off. But as Scotty says, yell Dude Grows at your phone. You'll find us. Thank you, Pigeons 420 ton for having us on.
That's awesome.
We'll get you on as well.
It was my pleasure, guys. Thank you so much, Scott, dude. I appreciate it. Grambo in the back. You guys are absolute legends. We will have to do a part 2. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please make sure you guys go follow dudegrows.com. Follow them on the Dude Grows Clips channel. Follow them anywhere and everywhere you can, and let them know the flock sent you. Hit a like, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We'll catch you guys on another one. Until next time, guys. Peace.